There it is. So, welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Nope.
Please keep this. This
All right, fine. What do you want to say? Go ahead.
This is the cold open. And instead of coldly opening, I'm trying to make it warm.
It's so hot here where I am.
Really, how hot it is?
And they don't do AC,
No,
obviously.
they don't. It's awful.
Oh no, they don't do
Yeah.
They don't do it here. Yeah, I'm getting so uncomfortable.
We were in a networking session, and it was in this tiny room. And it was at the end of the day, and we had been out in the sun all day. My shirt was drenched.
Yeah, sweltering. No, we get in that here, and it's just gonna get hotter too. That is too.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And someone else. And someone else can introduce themselves if they want to.
Full
Hi.
name, go ahead.
I'm Dream Daddy a day.
No, you're just Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy.
Gosh.
You could just introduce us,
No, my name is Alex.
Okay.
otherwise known as Dream Daddy.
Why that nickname?
Because I have a game on my computer called Dream Daddy Simulator, and I pointed to it and said, "Introduce yourself as Dream Daddy."
And
That
I
would
just-
be funny.
I just follow what he says all the time.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
No, I have tons of bad ideas. That's kind of what this show, or at least the episodes I'm on, are kind of predicated
Nice.
on.
That's
Me
bring a
basically,
lot to the
I have a
table.
bad idea, and we kind of just roll with it.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, so go ahead. What was your most recent bad idea?
Most recent bad idea. Hold on. I can think of one. Well, obviously the Dream Daddy one that just happened.
Yeah, not good.
It didn't pan out. If you'd been more confident about, and I'm Dream Daddy, I would have been like, okay, now tell me more.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That was really on me and not on you, Tanner. It was the idea was there, but the execution was
Thank you.
far off.
Bad ideas recently. So, Alex and I are roommates, and usually we can cook food. We're basically roommates. He lives right,
It's a technical
dorm
difference.
right next to me. Right, the dorm room right next to me.
So do you have
dinner.
a full kitchen and everything?
A kitchenette. It's a
yeah.
kitchenette. So,
Or yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
so we can like split up the work. He can cook rice in one, and I can cook like beans and chicken.
It's not
on the
split
other.
up evenly. Tanner actually knows how to cook.
But you can make rice. So today I
even do
guess
that.
we really only have some leftover rice. So it's like, what can we make? And like a chicken, like breast meat, almost for like sandwiches. We just had a slice of chicken.
Like deli meat.
Deli meat.
It
that's
wasn't
what
a breast.
Yes, sorry, it was not a breast.
It was deli meat.
This is deli meat. It was probably from a breast. Probably.
Okay.
Whether or not it's
Yeah,
actually
sure.
from a
Okay.
breast
Makes no difference.
makes no difference. But I just chopped that up and I put it into some rice, and I just put salsa in there, and that's kind of what we ate.
That's how we've been fixing
That's
our
how
problems.
it
is
literally
just putting
salsa and
and
everything. And it
That's not a very
all-
French thing. I mean,
No, but
why is that?
Kind of tastes like jambalaya.
Jumbo?
Jumbo.
Gumbo
You-
or jambalaya.
It's a really big, it's a really big gumbo dish.
Yes, jumbo gumbo.
Gumbo.
Jumbo gumbo.
But
Jim's jumbo gumbo, and we call
it
it.
doesn't taste bad though. You can't. I mean,
It's just I
You're
think that we're
thinking
very
of-
hungry, so it doesn't taste bad.
yeah, true.
Are groceries really
said-
cheap there? They're like dirt cheap here.
They're
I mean,
some,
I got a dozen eggs for I think €1,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
even less than that.
yeah. Eggs are cheap.
Wine
Some
is
things are
cheap.
more expensive. So wine's
Yeah.
very cheap, and bread is cheap. Meat slices can vary though. They
Yeah.
can be a little bit more expensive.
It's pretty comparable.
I think it's because they can't really put preservatives in some of their foods, so they gotta jack up the price. Or I don't really know how the European food market works, but the food's good. So the best food we have had, speaking of good ideas, is since the bread and the cheese
Yes.
are so good here,
Knew it.
we make melts
Oh,
and tomato
so
soup,
good.
and you can just dip it in, and it's like just French bread and French cheese. It's actually delectable. It's probably the best meal we've had here. that we've made.
Tanner's
So
made.
yeah,
Yeah,
he can make a soup. Trade
I've
off.
had like bratwurst with bread and potatoes. Pretty
German
much every
food.
meal.
It really
Pretty
ain't
German
it. The
sounding.
schnitzel
It's-
we had schnitzelwurst.
I
That
mean,
that was
It
like,
sounds stereotypical, but like I keep doing it. I keep end up having it for like every meal.
The energy, it's calorie packed.
it's yeah no. I
It's-
mean
gets you through
it's
the
not
day.
flavorful. It's not fun. German food, but it's I mean
Sausage is good,
I mean,
but I know what you're saying.
a sausage
Yeah,
and
it's
mustard is kind of
Yes, they don't put a lot of spice on anything.
it's like sausage, mustard, pretzel, beer.
The
Bread,
further north-
all bread. They're obsessed with bread, and potatoes, and
Further-
beer. Obviously,
One thing you should try
there's so much
Oh.
beer.
Berlin is to what I suggest biblioscas. What is it?
Bibliskeza.
Bibliosqueza.
It's like an Alsatian dish, which is close to France. It's like a region in France
It's
close to
somewhat
Germany.
Close to Germany. Yeah.
But it's basically like sour cream and potatoes, and it's really, really
It's
good. if made well.
amazing
Yeah.
if you can try it. Biblioscas, right?
All right, I'll have to
It-
find it then.
It starts with biblio.
There's an umlaut
Biblio.
over the A at the end. So,
Biblio.
yeah.
Yeah, just anything that starts with that, it's gonna be good. Take my recommendation.
Your expert recommendation. That was really Alex's.
Well, no, I was like
He brought it up, and
Yeah, I was like-
I stole it from him.
exactly.
It's like I stole
Okay.
it.
But what bad ideas have I had recently?
Oh,
Alex probably can help.
well, the one that jumps out.
Yep.
There was.
Because there's multiple that are
Yeah. Well,
available.
Okay.
so there was an instance with a cat. I don't
No,
know. If that's
I mean-
been...
I think that was already mentioned.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that was pretty.
That was like on the one with
Yeah,
Will.
because that was a while ago. Okay, there was
Yeah.
that one. Man. Going to school every day.
Oh,
you know,
that is.
trying to keep
Oh,
up with
well,
classes.
yeah, bad decision. I didn't really study for my test because I was like ready to accept the L. I was just behind. I had missed class actually because this weekend I went to Paris because my parents were also visiting. So I missed some class and I came back and I was just really behind. Then I had a test.
to happen.
Yeah, and I just was not prepared.
I've had some bad ideas too, though. On
Please,
that trip.
go on.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
can deflect some of the
What
blame.
bad idea?
Well, the first, I mean, you tell me I eat too quickly, so gotta cut down on that. I gotta.
That
take
wasn't a
my
bad
time.
idea. That's more of like a
On what? On what
Behavior.
was that?
Oh, I just eat too quickly.
eats
Tana
too
made a
quickly?
comment today that I need to slow
You
down
kinda
and
eat
enjoy
quickly.
the food.
But that's not really a bad idea.
I mean,
It's a bad habit.
bad habit. Anyway, well, I mean, I screwed up the train that one time in Paris. I mean, it was okay, but you know, it took longer on the metro. Just like minor inconveniences along the way. Eating the pizza like an American. I think that was the biggest one.
I think you care too much.
How is the pizza there?
I mean,
It varies.
I haven't really.
The pizza here is because they're so obsessed with bread, so it's like really doughy.
Mm-hmm. It's different from American pizza. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Can you put the pen down? That's great.
Yes.
I
He's
don't-
about to
what's-
poke my eye.
Well, let's be a little more pro Tanner here. What are the good ideas that he's had? You know,
Uh,
he has plenty of those, of course, right?
Yeah, actually, speaking of this weekend, talk about this weekend. That's a good idea. So usually we go on trips each weekend.
This week. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
so-
upcoming. Okay. Yeah.
This weekend we are.
We are going to Lyon, France, and then we're going to take a hike on a portion of this trail called the Tour de Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc is like
It's
really,
the
really
mountain,
tall.
yes.
Super tall mountain.
It's the mountain
We're not doing the actual mountain, but there's a really huge
trail.
Trail.
Like, what is it? 384 kilometers.
It's really
something
long.
Like that.
we're doing a
It
portion
takes
of it.
people like a couple months to do.
Yeah. But we're just doing that
We're
one
just
day.
doing like a portion, like the most scenic portion of it, basically.
Yeah.
So
And this
about
was
4 hours up and 4 hours down.
all Tanner's idea. So we're
So I was
both
like,
with
let's
it.
Oh,
just-
wow.
Yeah.
So Lyon is going to be Friday, and it's actually Friday is the summer solstice. So it's
Oh, is it
a
really?
fête de l'été. So
I
yeah,
thought
so
it's
France countrywide has music festivals.
When
Lyon
is
does.
when is your sundown and sunset? Or
It-
sunset
it
and
probably-
sunrise?
It probably set 45 minutes ago. It's really, really, really.
Yeah, it's like 9:30.
Yeah.
And then it gets up at like 4:30.
Yeah. It's just because we're so much further north.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
It's
it
very
kind of messes with me.
Yeah, when you wake up, you think your alarm's about to go off, but it's 5:30. You just
The days are just too damn long here. My goodness.
I mean, it's good for like if you're out late.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not that late, but you know, if you're in the city or whatever, picking something up, you don't have to worry about.
Getting mugged. And
Well, Tanner, you'll get mugged no matter what. But
I don't have a muggable head anymore. Look at
oh, it was a muggable head before.
it was,
you had-
but look, I have the European fade. They know I'm European now. At least
Are you trying to
not
blend
French,
in?
but at least maybe I look like I'm British.
Well, I think with the Georgia Tech shirt, you
With the
really
Georgia
hide
Tech
In
shirt.
your heavy
yourself.
American accent,
What you think about this accent? Yeah.
and your inability to speak any French at all.
That's not
A
true.
little bit. A little bit.
Oh no,
Yes.
it's probably offensive though. Like I don't know, you
It-
probably shouldn't
I know
try
it. It does. Oh my god.
Dang.
What's going on? Is that your alarm to go to sleep?
That was yes.
Hmm.
Was it Dean?
Uh,
Shout out Dean. What do you say? How's Dean doing?
he's actually a lot of his game information, video game, whatever,
Yeah.
Steam got like hacked or something.
I wonder if mine. Really?
Oh, yeah, a tragic loss.
Hopefully mine didn't. I don't think mine did. The way I'm playing. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
But yeah, that was a good idea, and we think it is. We're looking
Hopefully,
forward to
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be this weekend. So maybe we'll be too tired on the way up that we won't be able to get back down, and then we'll just have to
Roll down.
Stay at the top. Yeah.
roll or just stay at the top, start a
Yeah.
new life, I don't know.
Build a
Find
log cabin.
harvest berries, something like that. You know the drill. You know that mountaineer life. You know.
Classic.
So, what fun trips have you done in Berlin so far?
Well, I got in a couple of days ago.
Really?
So
Just a couple days ago?
yeah, I got in Sunday night.
Oh,
Or Sunday evening. Yeah. I
think
told
you've
you
been
that.
here-
I told you I'm in
Yeah.
Berlin now.
yeah, but I thought it had been like a week. You had like an orientation or something.
Yeah, my orientation was these past couple of days, so I start work tomorrow.
So wait, you got in 2 days ago, Sunday.
Sunday night, yeah,
Your orientation was Monday, yesterday.
and Tuesday, yeah,
Okay, and you start work tomorrow.
yeah.
Wow.
So you excited to be a marketing?
Guru.
I've already done some stuff. I'm pretty sure, like, I've already done everything that I'm expected to do, but this is more of a formality thing. I have to go into the office and say hi to the 10 people that work for the company.
Mhm.
Or actually, it's going to be less than that because a lot of them aren't even in Germany. I think there's maybe like 5 of them that actually work in Germany.
Do they speak English at least?
98% of the people that live in Berlin speak English.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, they learn
Scheiße.
English.
I didn't
They
even
learn
know.
English.
I mean, I didn't know it was that high. I know they teach it to kids, but I thought, like older people might not.
Okay,
Measure-
yeah. I mean, most people speak English, or they can understand enough.
Oh, that's nice.
That is pretty nice.
I mean, if you go to any store, the cashier speaks English, so it's not. But apparently, they like it when you try to speak German.
German.
And I know a little enough to like read signs and like I could say.
I'm gay. Auf gang.
Yeah, I know like which one's in which. Yeah, other stuff like that.
So who are you marketing for? Are you just marketing for anyone? Can you market
I'm
for
not allowed to
podcasts?
disclose that information.
Okay, you don't have to. That's insider.
It's
information.
top secret information. Yeah.
Well, maybe
Government
you can
documents.
apply what you learned in this marketing experience to maybe get out the word on the podcast and try to spread
The
and
good news.
increase
See,
our
that's not exactly what I'm doing.
because
This is
I'm
you
doing
can
more
actually find us
professional.
on
I'm doing more
anchor.fm
Okay.
/the-experience, and you can also find us on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Podbean, and you know that one I can't get. Which one is it?
Castbox
Castbox. I'm never gonna get it. I'm sorry.
and YouTube.
And YouTube, but shout out to the 3 people who listen to the podcast on YouTube.
It varies by episode.
Podbean, they're the real ones. Like if you listen on Podbean,
Podbean's a real one. A lot of people use Podbean.
how many people use Podbean? Tell me in the Snapchat. Like,
I'll show you them later.
Okay, but has listenership gone up?
Listenership,
What a word.
viewership,
Not viewership because they're not viewing anything.
our audience. How about that? Okay, the
Yeah.
audience has it gone up? It's pretty stable,
Oh,
I'd say. There was one episode, the one with Owen on it. That's the one where we talk about Chernobyl, and we do a little stuff about Big Little Lies. A couple HBO shows.
yep.
We talked about that, and that episode is now our highest rated episode
Really?
when you combine it. Yeah, especially when you combine it
When
with
did
the
that get
YouTube.
released?
A few weeks ago. Just look up. It's called like Chernobyl and Big Little Lies.
It's just you and Owen?
Yes, he finally made an appearance.
Finally, yes.
It took a long time.
And that was. Oh, shout out to this.
I
is
mean, he
probably
was on
episode-
before, but yeah.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, but not a full.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Shout out to what
Owen.
episode?
Shout out to. and actually, this is episode 52, right?
Single-handedly
So
boosted it.
we've broken double digits. It's episode 52.
We've been in double digits for a while now.
Well, we've broken the important double digit, 50. That is halfway to 100.
70. Yeah, 100.
100.
Well, can you
So-
guess who was on the 50th episode?
Elizabeth.
Probably,
I actually
yeah.
started.
Even. Oh, you did listen to that?
I didn't listen to it, but I started. The most recent one I think is the one with Nadia.
Yeah.
And I started
That's
listening
fair.
to that. Just because I'm getting tired of listening to music on my way back from classes.
Oh, really? Now you're stuck with the podcast? Then why doesn't Alex know about the podcast?
Where's it, Alex? He does.
I've heard. I
he's
need
heard.
to check it out. Wait, Tanner, run that list again.
He needs to check it out on one of these sites: Anchor.fm/the-experience, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube if you want to listen there, Podbean, and
Come on, man.
I think
did this
I
for you.
purposely repressed.
So let
Fastbox.
me make this easier for Tanner. First of all, I will say, I guess I don't want to say don't listen on YouTube because obviously all views count, but we don't get the ad revenue if you listen
Yeah,
on
so we don't make
YouTube.
any money off of you YouTube.
We make barely any money if you
Right.
listen everywhere else, but that is the only one that's not monetized. So if you really
wanna
hate our
support the
ad,
channel, if you want to support the channel,
or if you really hate our ad, yeah.
exactly.
So if you want to support the channel, you can listen anywhere else. If you go to that anchor.fm/the-experience, as Tanner noted, you can actually, there's links to all the other sites. So you don't have to remember all those. You just go to that one, and then you can just click listen on Spotify. If you're on your phone, it'll open up in the app,
Yep. That's what I do.
or whatever you need.
Thanks for the info.
So you don't need to remember that, or you can subscribe to each of those sites, or each of those, what's it called? Platforms individually. You can subscribe on iTunes and etc. And yeah, every download counts. So even if you don't listen to it, just click on it, as Tanner does.
Yep. I don't click anything. And that was the mid-roll ad, everyone. So with that, let's jump into the next segment. Daniel, so you've been here 3 days. How have the poops gone? How have you been pooping? What's pooping?
It's been fairly normal.
Fairly
nothing
regular,
out of-
so.
Nothing out of the ordinary. I was worried that like, and you know, like Germans are, I don't want to say afraid of tap water, but they are very against drinking tap water.
Mhm.
Like you will look like an idiot if you order it at the table. And they won't bring it to you. And
Yeah.
so, and it's not a health reason. It's just a cultural thing, right?
Yep.
And so some of the people that are with me are like, I don't know, should we not drink tap water? I'm like, you'll be fine. It's clean.
Exactly. It's still drinkable. That's the thing. Hydration is a lifestyle, and I'm not about to pay for more water because I drink a lot. How much is it
Water
a
or
gallon?
alcohol? What are
Water.
you talking about?
Water. I drink so much water. It's a lifestyle, and I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to say
And like, yeah, and the people that I'm with,
gas.
the
Just
people I'm with every time, they don't really eat. They just drink beer. Like it'll be lunchtime. They're like, let's just get beers.
because and their pee is probably really yellow, and that's
It's just
gross.
beer. Yeah, they just.
It's like-
and then it'll be dinner time. They're just like, let's just go get some beers. I'm like, we haven't eaten all day.
I mean, there's nothing
What a
wrong with
lifestyle.
that as long as you hydrate.
They're not really hydrating that much.
I don't
That's-
know, I feel
They're
like
just
there's
drinking
some
beer.
people-
They're just drinking.
They need
beer.
to compensate.
You get the carbs, the energy, you're done.
But even
like-
so, in Germany, they just want you to drink beer.
And that's not a bad thing because it's actually very tasty. Very good there.
Can confirm.
It's like straight from the
Cow's
cow's
udder.
teat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's beer straight from the cow's teat.
Yes,
Where
because that's how.
Germany is the cow and beer is the milk.
Yeah, that's spot on.
It was no, it's. Mm.
But anyway, today we did a little tour, like 90 minutes, with someone, and he kind of went over a lot of the historical parts of Berlin, especially like during the 20th century, early to mid 20th century, like the rise in the Nazi Party and that sort of stuff. Showed us like Hitler's bunker, the Berlin Wall, all that kind of stuff. It really went into like very interesting detail and how like there's spots where like they a bunch of people were just completely murdered, and then there's like a playground on top of that now,
Jeez, that's kind of surreal.
and like a parking lot. Hitler's bunker is now just a parking lot. They just put a parking lot on top.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Like where
how
he
talk
lived
about-
throughout the entire World War II. Like his bunker is like an entire parking lot. That's how big it is, and like that's where he lived throughout the Second World War. And they're just like, yeah, we'll just turn it into a parking lot.
Yeah, you don't really want to like build it. You kind of want to forget,
Yeah.
I guess, that
Yeah.
part of your history. So that makes sense, but it's just so weird. It's like, yeah, you can. It's $2 an
You
hour.
can park on where Hitler literally shot himself for $2 an hour. Be an American hero for $2 an hour. I don't know.
It's American Hero.
Yeah, well, you can. I don't know. Pretend to be an American hero.
But yeah, you went over a lot of
So,
stuff about
right.
like the Cold War stuff as well. So it's pretty good. He was from the UK. The tour guide, which is a
okay.
little interesting.
Hey, we had one of those.
Huh?
We had someone who was also from the UK give us a tour of Metz, France when we first got in here.
Yeah,
Anyway,
isn't that
continue.
weird? No, I'm just saying isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Is that not a?
A native.
I mean, I think he said he's lived here for like 10 years or so,
Yeah.
and he's done tours for like 5 years. But still,
Was the tour sponsored by the company?
yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
and a couple other interns or whatever?
yeah,
American
there's
interns?
so there's like a separate like a third party company that sends us to Germany,
Mhm.
and they find us the internship, and then they get us like housing and all that. And so there's 12 of us like interns, and there's 2 of us that are working at my company. So me and someone
Are they all
else.
from Georgia Tech?
No, they're from all over the place. There's like University of Michigan, Berkeley,
Mhm.
Someone from Pennsylvania, Penn State, just kind of all over. There are a bunch of people from California actually, for some reason.
Hmm.
Um,
Fascinating.
and apparently like, and we there's someone who does like they're like city leads who are with the third party, and they come around and basically help us out, and like they're kind of our not chaperones, but like if we get into trouble, they're our go-to, and like they tell us what cool stuff to do around to do, or what cool stuff there is to do.
Well,
But they also I haven't had anything to drink today.
Today. Fix that. The night is
Get
still
over
young.
jet lag somehow.
It's 10:30. And so what was I gonna say? Yeah, so and they apparently
They watch
we are
every-
we are like a big rage party group. I mean, we were out really last night. I was up until 4.
Nice.
Last night,
Party
yeah.
Dan. Party
Until
Dan
I got up at 7. So
Oh no.
That's very uncharacteristic. No, getting up at 7 is characteristic of Daniel, but
no, 7 is like late for me.
okay. 7. Both of those things. Going
Yeah.
to bed at 4.
I mean, I went to bed at 4 and the birds were chirping and it was bright outside.
No.
That's when you know.
Oh,
That's when you know. That's
Next
when you
day's
gotta
gonna
sit
be
on
a
it and
little-
be like,
and you're doing a podcast. That's impressive.
and you're doing a podcast.
Exactly. And I was out all day today in the sun, so I'm very
Did
dedicated.
you have
to the
fun
show.
with your rage group? Did you go to like a European
We went
nightclub?
to first we went to a comedy show,
Mhm.
which someone who like had been to Berlin before, she was like, "Oh, we should go." Like they have this like it's one of the only English speaking comedy shows
Mhm.
in Berlin, and it's on like a little boat, like a little cruise boat.
Okay.
So we went there, and it was free. We went there, and it ended up being an open mic night. Like that's what
Open
it is.
mic,
Every
yeah.
Monday they just have open mic nights, which is hit or miss, obviously.
Yep.
And what surprised me a lot about that is there were a lot of like Hitler and Nazi jokes,
Really?
and I was worried about like
From the
bringing that up
Germans.
in Germany. I didn't know if it was a too soon
Yeah.
situation, but no, like the Germans were really going out
Oh,
going after
really?
that. Yeah, like there was one comic who was, and there were a lot of these comics who are like they come in like they're not from Germany. Like there was one who was from Israel, And he really went into the I'm a lonely Jew and
Yep.
I tried to date in Berlin and oh no, and I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but he had like a solid 15 Holocaust jokes like in a row.
Did you go up there? Give him a few.
No, but I could. He said like we'll take anyone.
Really? Did anyone else from your group want to go up?
No. It's not like they already had the set today or yesterday.
Okay.
I would go for you would sign up for next week.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't. First of all, I haven't done it in several months, and I'd have to change a lot of my routine.
Your routine to more of a Nazi focus.
No, not Nazi focus, but a lot of my stuff. You have to tailor to your audience, right? And so usually my audience is like students, and especially Georgia Tech students, and so in Atlanta, and so there's a lot of stuff that I play into that. I'd have to change it to something maybe more Berlin, or like I can do the dumb American angle. Because there's definitely we've definitely had plenty of dumb American moments in my group.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, after the show, we went to. I guess I was naive because I thought that was it. But they were like, "All right, now where are we going?" Because the show ended around 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "Yeah, let's go to a club." Or no, one person said, "Let's just go get some cheap beers at a store and then take them back and just drink them at the apartments." And I was like, "Okay, that could be my way out."
Yeah, the Danish.
Well, it's also cheap. It's much cheaper to do that,
than
obviously,
a
because the
club,
beer here is again like water. You can get it's so cheap.
Yeah.
And it's higher quality. So a couple people want to do that, and they're like, no, let's go to a club. So we ended up going. Well, we ended up trying to find the club, and we found one, but it was too early. Again, it was like 11 o'clock, and so we just ended up walking around, like really sketchy parts of Berlin. Trying to ask people like where's the closest, because they wanted a pregame, so they wanted to go get some beers. Where's the closest store to get them? And people just kept leading us in circles, and definitely not safe alleys, let's say. But eventually we just got beer at the train station, which by the way, you can walk around with beer like everywhere here.
Yeah.
Just
Europe is so liberating.
Yes.
Well, Germany especially is very liberal in that respect, because they had been so strict. The tour guide actually said this. He's like, Germany was so strict for several years under different like fascism and stuff that ever since like the end of the Cold War, they've just been like, yeah, just do whatever you want. But yeah, we went to a club, and yeah, it was also like one of the only English ones in the area. It was not too bad of a cover, and then that ended around like 1, and then we went back, and no one knew what to do. There was someone else at a different club, but that was like a 20 euro cover.
Oh, no.
Steep.
Yeah. So everyone else just kind of struggled their way back to our apartments, which some people walked, and it's like a 45-minute walk through the city, because the transportation ended at like 2. It goes 24/7. It goes 24 hours on the weekends, but not on Monday night.
On Monday night.
Monday night you shouldn't be
out. Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night you probably shouldn't be out at 3 a.m. But yeah, so that's what happened last night. Yeah, I came back and then.
I'm sure.
So.
You mentioned dumb American moments. So you had a couple of those. I mean, you had to have
the group had it. I'm pretty good about, because I probably speak maybe the second most German out of the 12 of us. There's someone else who like took German in
Hello.
high school.
That's all he knows.
No. I mean, I can so for example, I just went to the market, and I've been spending too much money, so I only brought the change that I had, just so I could live it myself. But I only brought, I think, 7 euros in just change. So I went there and I got some stuff, and I was worried it was gonna be too much. And so I had to know to say like, oh yeah, ich habe nur 7 Euro. I only have 7. So just stuff like that, in case they were like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh.
It's enough to get by. Yeah.
No, I think Alex pretty much carries us in France. He is the most conversationally fluent.
And I can't. I mean, that's like.
I mean, all our powers combined, we can figure out if someone's yelling at us.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten.
But also, they don't speak English as well in France, right?
And they're more hesitant to do so. Like, I think French people. I think what I've heard is that in French, the actual language, your accent kind of like in, English, your accent can kind of determine how much education you've had, your social status, sort of along
The
that.
English, like when they're speaking English, their accent, or their accent when they're speaking French.
I think both.
Okay.
And so that fear of sounding dumb, I think, also plays into account when they're speaking English, because they don't want to sound dumb when they're speaking a language. So it's kind of like, they're really hesitant to speak it because they think they'll look foolish.
Which is ironic because you think you look foolish.
I'm sure everyone speaks way better English here than we speak French.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, but yeah, I think I noticed in Germany people were more receptive of
and they're friendlier about
speaking English. Where in France it's a little less.
That might explain why the French don't really like it when we try to speak French, because it's usually poor. And the pronunciation's awful, and to them it sounds like we're from that lower social class and kind of uneducated. So
yeah, because anytime, like, I went to the store the other day and I just said like ich brauche, and then I said what I was trying to find because I didn't know the word.
He finished it in English. He's like,
yeah, but I said ich brauche, and he like lit up. He's like, oh yeah, what do you need?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of adorable.
And then I was like, I don't know the word. I forgot what I was getting.
Adorable, and I think they have it figured out. Maybe kind of with food. Like I can get down just as, like we went. It was Sunday, right?
Not too much.
No, it was it was like a Sunday when we went to Munich, right?
Munich was earlier in the week.
Yeah, okay, fine. It was on Friday, but it was Saturday. Doesn't matter. It's just on the weekend. And the point being, it was just they have tons of people, just outside, almost like a bar, and they just ask for drinks and they just enjoy beer. It wasn't the beer garden. It was outside that lake, Swan Lake. Was it called Swan Lake? It was I don't remember. I think it was
great memory, Tanner. Great.
Sorry, but basically it was. They just had it figured out. They had everyone looked like they were having fun and really cheerful, just enjoying this beautiful afternoon, drinking some nice cold beer straight from the cow's teat.
Yeah, that's every day here. Is what I've noticed.
Which is kind of awesome, and
it's a very happy-go-lucky, like I said, very liberal feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and America's, it just seems more, I don't know, focused. Like I was walking through downtown Metz at 3 to get a haircut yesterday, and it was just packed. It was a Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and the streets were packed with people like going shopping. I'm like, don't these people have jobs?
At 3, maybe they just got off and they're
3 p.m.
going to pick up the dry cleaning or something, or getting a haircut.
Like shopping and stuff. It was like almost like a Saturday. American Saturday.
Like we kind of get knocked for being workaholics. I think like Europeans in general get a lot more vacation time. So maybe
it's because their unions are better.
And work from home stuff, and work from home days and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could probably do most of my work from home. Like it's just I'm just using sending emails.
I'm making a laptop. I'm using like pop art, word art.
I mean,
I'm using word art for my
I'm using word art.
Yeah, it's like
the rainbow one's the best.
No, I'm not doing. Okay, I'm not really doing marketing. Let's say I'm doing sales. Maybe that's.
Okay. So you're calling up people, and you're saying.
I'm not calling people. It's so the company. I'll just tell you. The company uses LinkedIn.
Yep.
It's like LinkedIn on steroids. It's like we teach people how to use LinkedIn to find people that they want, whether it's investors
actually LinkedIn or LinkedIn on steroids.
Actually, LinkedIn. Well, we have a software that we package for, like it's like an extra software.
Try to sell that.
Yeah.
To people, and it's like
It'll help them use LinkedIn to find people that they want. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I'm talking to I'm making connections on LinkedIn, literally. I'm saying hey, do you want this? We can talk about it. I can help you. And I'm talking to like other marketing people too.
That's literally all you're doing is you're going on LinkedIn and just connecting.
Well, once I talk to them, then I have to if they say I want to talk, we get on a phone call. Like I have a phone call on Thursday scheduled this week.
Oh, really?
Already?
I know this is a bad idea. I have the head of sales who's basically going to do all the talking. I'm just going to listen on it. But
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. There's no way.
You're not doing the convo at this.
No, I haven't even showed up to the office yet.
Yeah.
I show up tomorrow. But yeah, so
Are you
that's what I'm
eventually
doing.
going to be able to be doing the call? You'll be like Jim from The Office.
Basically, and they have a way to do it and stuff like that. But
Okay, so they teach you how to sell it.
yeah,
So
I
why do
mean,
you have to go to Germany to do that?
I probably didn't. And he was surprised when the founder, because it's only I interviewed with the founder or one of the founders, and he was surprised. He's like, "Oh, you're coming to Germany? I guess that's okay."
Yeah, it's like you can do that. I can do that.
No,
right now.
but like it'll help me. Get to know the people in the office too. And so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I also get to go to Germany.
Yeah, I
Cultural
think that's
experience,
probably
that's
the most
the big
important
thing.
part is that you're
Yeah.
there for probably 2 more months, right?
Yeah, 2
Just less
months.
than
It's
2
8
months?
weeks. Yeah, it's an 8-week program.
So
I end on August 10th, like the day
that's
before
the
I have
date.
to come back. I'm getting
Bandcamp's the
in.
12th.
I'm
Yep.
getting I'm gonna fly in. I'm getting in to Maryland on that Saturday, and then I'm flying out to Atlanta the next
Wow,
day on Sunday.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
a fun couple days.
And then boom, Monday.
And then
Bandcamp.
Monday.
Oh.
Well, Monday. Yeah, I mean, and we'll talk about this later, but that's just us moving in,
Oh yeah,
which you'll have to figure that
not
out.
you. Alex
I
I
still has
move
to
in that
audition.
Monday.
You move in.
I've looked at the
the-
schedule.
yeah. But you move in early, and then you audition early.
You could do it whenever. It's not.
Yeah.
That's.
It's pretty lenient, which is pretty awesome, and you get to move in early. I think that's freaking awesome.
My grandmother texted me, "When are you leaving for Germany?"
-3 days.
I hate dementia, dude. Talk to me about it. Did you not tell her you were leaving?
No, but also she forgets everything. She's at that age at this point. She kept asking. Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, I definitely because I saw her at a wedding a few weeks ago, and she definitely asked me. This is a wedding, and I was only there for Saturday.
Mhm.
So the wedding was from let's say I saw her 4 to 10 p.m. 6 hours, right? I think she asked me when I'm leaving for Berlin at least 5 times.
Mm.
Well,
So almost once per hour, she had to come up to me and be like, "So when are you leaving for Berlin?"
at least she knew you were leaving for Berlin.
Well, that's who's my dad told pretty much everyone because he went to the rehearsal dinner the previous night, and I guess that's he likes
Who
to
got
do that.
married?
He'll be like, "I never talk about my kids," and then he tells them everything I'm doing.
Did your uncle get married?
No, not my uncle, my cousin. Why would my uncle get married?
I don't know.
It's a weird assumption.
I was just guessing.
Well,
I
obviously,
was
since
throwing-
it was June, the
So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed your break, or at least up until last Sunday, because just from here on out, it's a ride right
Yeah.
up until Bandcamp.
up until
But you had a full month, I guess.
Yeah.
What would you do that month and a half?
So the week right after I graduated, I went to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent that week with Owen there. And then he had to go back to campus for our Navy thing. Oh, not Navy things. Work things. Let's say.
You gotta work on ships. You know.
Well, you shouldn't. Don't say ships. Say work. It's secret.
You like
It's top
ships.
secret.
You
Tanner,
like
it's top
ships,
secret.
but it's top
Tanner, it's top secret.
I won't tell
Anyway.
anyone.
And so he went back, and so I went back to Maryland. I stayed there for a few weeks because I had the wedding and some other things. The wedding was in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So
Oh,
It's like
no way! I was not born there.
it's like a 3.5 hour drive from where I live. Anyway,
Oh,
and then after that, I went back and visited Owen for about 10 days in Atlanta, and then I went to Germany from there. Not from there, but I went back to Maryland for a few days, and then I flew out to Germany.
So now you're employed. You went from being a homeless person who just bounced from couch to couch
I
to
actually did, yeah.
who literally has a 401k and doesn't care about their old buddy Tanner anymore because they have a job
the
and
big city.
they're in the big city and they don't need me anymore because I'm unemployed. Well,
You don't need a job right now, Sam.
I do need it. Actually,
What do you want to do? What are you interested in? Like supply chain? I don't really
Oh
understand.
God, no.
Logistics.
Logistics?
That's all I know about IT.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
You
particularly.
work in power plants?
I don't know. I'm not thinking about a job.
because I know that's what Noah was looking for. I don't know if he found a job, but he was looking for supply chain, that sort of stuff.
That's not my forte.
Okay, then what is your forte?
None of the classes I'm taking right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Georgia Tech, Lorraine. It's difficult.
It is okay.
It's
I know it's like the meme is that Georgia Tech classes are easy. And to an extent, they are.
But you got to make sure that your schedule, like both Tanner and I think went in a little too hard with the classes because I think, at least for me, it was like, oh, the classes won't be that bad, so I can compensate by taking more classes. That wasn't really the move for me because it's been tricky because, during the week you have school and that's fine and whatever, but it's not like, on the weekends at Georgia Tech, you'll do fun stuff, social stuff, but you also have some time to do homework.
Tanner does social stuff?
Hey,
wow.
Go back at campus. I mean, it's just hard to find a work-life balance. It's like you have to work the 3 days of the week that you're here, or the 3 nights. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. We're leaving Thursday at 5 p.m.
Have our laptops when
we don't want to have, So literally everything has to get done in those 3 nights.
Why don't you want to bring your laptops? Is that
you just have to bring them on the trains. You got to bring them everywhere.
I mean, for me, it's heavy.
Mine, so is mine. So it's like, it's just kind of cumbersome. I got a small backpack, limited space.
I think I
don't want to get it stolen or lost because I have an expensive laptop.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of difficult, and you really don't want to do work on a weekend where you're traveling in a different country.
Yeah, that was
almost like a mini break. But then, if you don't have your work, paced out, and you get behind, it tumbles quickly.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get back on track.
So literally, I only have tonight and tomorrow night, and then I have 3 projects due next week.
okay?
Next Wednesday. So
buckle up.
I got tonight, tomorrow night, Monday night, Tuesday night. So it's just kind of a lot in that respect. So it's not as easy as they say, especially during the summer. Maybe during the other semesters where you have 5 months or
you kind of have an entire semester basically.
Exactly, you have way longer, but they just try to cram so much. I feel like
we only have 12 weeks here.
You can definitely feel the crunch.
But it's definitely good exercise in time management, I think.
No, it's taught me to.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it's taught me a couple things. It's taught me how to cook.
Care for the kids.
Care for the kids. Be a good dad.
Yeah, for sure.
Taught me how to enjoy alcohol responsibly. Oh, you're pulling away. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's taught me how to.
Okay, well that's the show this week. Alex, you want to plug anything before you?
Plug your Instagram. You might not want to use your last line.
Yeah, no thanks. I just want to say thank you guys. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Make sure to follow this podcast on.
You got it.
Spotify.
Yep.
Oh dang!
Come on.
Castbox.
Yo, you got it.
Got that one.
Okay, got one.
Podbean.
Yo.
iTunes.
Yep.
Spotify.
Yep.
You've already said that. Probably YouTube.
Yep.
And I don't know.
You're close. One more.
Can we do an episode with just Will and Alex and no Tanner?
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Well, I'm just like, so we've had all 3 of you on now, and I feel like the best combination, no offense, Tanner, is with Will and Alex.
Wow.
You think?
He just came in really hot. That was a hot. I'm gonna take my earbud out. That's kind of hot.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I'm gonna stop.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone.